I'd show you the project that I've had going on for a good while now. For most of my followers on YouTube, it started with car audio. I still have the sound system in the truck and all this and that, but this is actually what I've been working on instead, and it's kind of more of a thing I'm into, is the off-roading, even more so than the sound system stuff. So this is what we got going on here. This thing started out being built in a shop, kind of an old barn, more so you could say, but he ended up having to move, so I kind of had to do some stuff pretty quick to this thing to get it somewhat, movable. Everything on it was tack welded, no full welds, and basically, since it had no way of rolling, because it's not a rolling chassis yet, I had to weld everything up to the point that it could be moved without, breaking any welds. So had to do that kind of stuff kind of quick. Moved to a different shop, and that turned out to not be the most awesome of decisions there. So just finished up this whole bar and stuff today, along with some grinding and touch-up work. But since that didn't work out at that shop, been reduced back to my my fancy backyard shop. This is where most of the good things happen anyway, so probably all for the better. But this is going to be my rock crawl buggy, single seat, rear engine, or mid-engine, however you want to consider it. It's going to be 3-link in the rear, 3-link in the front. The track bar or panhard's going to mount there, and the rear is going to mount there. Pretty much a standard professional rock crawler style thing, except this one is really built to me. This one is actually a lot bigger, a lot less compact than what you would see normally. I'm a big guy. I like to be comfortable when I'm up wheeling, so I made this buggy bigger and just fits me better. The window areas are all good size, so I can get in and out very easily. Did a lot of thinking, a lot of sitting around when I was doing this buggy. There's a lot of thought to it, but at the same time, it's kind of just, it's really all guesstimation. I mean, that's the bender I've used on the whole thing. I don't have a tubing notcher. I've been having to notch everything by hand. No fancy jigs or anything, just using a tape measure and hoping for the best, and it's turning out, really good. It just takes more time doing it that way, but hopefully the end result will be okay. And then, the thing that really throws people off, that a lot of people don't really like, I'm not so sure I'll like it either, except for the power, but kind of wasn't by choice. I mean, I already had this drivetrain in hand. I don't have a lot of money, so in order to fulfill dreams, I kind of have to use what I have. And, I already had this, so I didn't have to pay for it. This is a Ford 460 big block. It is very heavy, almost 800 pounds, which it kind of sucks when it comes to this kind of thing. I think it will still work pretty good. I mean, the power to weight ratio is still going to be fairly good, I think. I mean, this motor got a whole big truck moving pretty darn easy. This buggy, I think, is going to be no exception. So, but it's always subject to change. If it ends up being too heavy and too cumbersome, I'll change it to a small block or something like that. This is where probably more people are going to give me a hassle about. I already have had it. That is a manual transmission. Usually that's very much not what you would use in something like this. You would use an automatic with a cable and hooked to a normal shifter. Well, once again, I didn't have to pay for this, so I might as well try to use it and see how it goes. It is an T19, and you do have to shift it in a backwards pattern, but it really isn't that bad to do. I mean, I sat and shifted it around, and I could get used to it pretty quick, I'm pretty sure. So, and then of course there's that, which is definitely subject to change. I mean, for initial test runs and messing around, I think it'll work. But that is a normal 1346, 1348, I'm not sure what the number is now. But it is a conventional transfer case that you would find out of a normal F-250. And it's, you know, it's a chain-driven front output, and then you have your stronger rear output to go to the rear end. Well, now that chain output is going to be for the rear axle. So there's going to be a lot of load on that front output, but at the same time, I don't see those failing very often, even on a big full-sized 6,000–7,000 pound F-250 with big huge tires really romping on it. You know, usually drive shafts or axles fail before those do on a big huge heavy truck. So is it a weak point? Is it subject to change? Of course. But is it as weak and as explosive as people kind of make it out to be? I don't really think so. But once again, we'll find out. They could be right, I could be wrong, vice versa. Whatever happens, happens. Nothing I can control. So, yeah, this is the project. All this stuff is subject to change. Got a lot of work left to do. I thought car audio stuff was expensive, but it's getting down to the point to where I really have to start actually buying components for this buggy, and yeah, it's a lot more expensive than car audio stuff. So, for all my followers out there on YouTube that have been wondering where I am, sorry I haven't been very personable on there anymore, but working, doing stuff like this, or just relaxing whenever I can. So, anyways, thanks for watching.